Hey guys, what's going on today? Bojo here, and we are back for our NHL 16 Be a GM following the Philadelphia Flyers, and we are definitely going to be starting year number 1 in this video. But I've gone through a ton of stuff in the edits for you guys. I've edited potentials, I've edited the lines already because I recorded this once already, and I noticed how long it was going to take, so I took the initiative and kind of went and edited everything already. So let's go and show you guys the contract situation right now. Not the contract situation, show you guys the overall changes and stuff like that I made. Now, the weird thing about GM Mode right now is it's really kind of finicky and buggy, where if you edit certain players' potentials, like they get changed when you load up the roster, or like load up a new roster or something like that. Players that were usually there are not there anymore. It's just a really weird mechanic in GM Mode right now, and hopefully they get it fixed out, but this is the best possible thing that I have for our team right now, and we're going to run with it. So, main roster goaltenders, I did not change. In the system, I added, okay, so the first thing, it took away Jason LaBarbera from us. I don't know why, but it did. Anthony Stolarz, his potential, I think, got changed from a high starter to a medium starter. But I did add in part of the request of some people. I added in Felix Sandstrom, and I also added in Matej Tomek to our prospect pool. I gave them low potentials, AHL starter for Sandstrom, backup for Tomek, and once again, I tried to change their age to 18, but it automatically locked them into 20. Can't do anything about that. Their contracts are right there. So unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be. I added in the goaltenders, though, for the people that requested it. Defensemen. Didn't make any changes as of yet on the defenseman for potentials or anything like that. I think Del Zotto might have got boosted up from a top 6 to a top 4, just the game doing that, but I didn't do anything to alter it. But I did add in Evgeny Medvedev to the Philadelphia Flyers lineup. I tried to put in the maximum contract that I could, as he's making like $3 million, but once again, it only locked him into like a 1-year deal and a 2-way. But I gave him some decent defensive stats, and like 85s around there, because he is apparently one of the best KHL defensemen that was coming over here. So I left him in. He's top 6, but I think I have him top 4 right now. Shooting is okay, and he's actually on our lineup right now. I have Nick Schultz actually scratched because Medvedev actually has some better stats than Nick Schultz does. So other than that, the main roster is still the same in the system now. So here's our potential edits for our prospects. I feel good. All right, so Provorov, I kept him at medium for elite. Sanheim, I changed him to low elite. Gostisbehere and Hag, I left them alone at high top 4s, and then I changed Sam Moore into a medium top 4. Brandon Manning, I also bumped him up from like a 7th defenseman to a medium top 6. I bumped him up a little bit. I didn't change his overall, but hopefully that'll work out for you guys. Morin, Gostisbehere, and Robert Hag are in our AHL team right now. Provorov and Sanheim, I believe, are in the CHL for their team. So they're not in our team yet. They're going to be playing for their CHL teams. Right wingers, I did not change anything about my right wingers. McDonald's on our team for the 4th line, so that's there. In the system, Abe Kubel, he's in the CHL as well, so we don't have to worry about him. Left wingers, Raffle. Okay, so here's one I did for Raffle. I think I boosted him up maybe 1 or 2 overall, so you're from like an 81 or an 82 to an 83. Gave him a little bit of a better shot, better puck moving skills. I just made him a more well-rounded player. People wanted him to go up to 85, but that's a little bit pushing it for Raffle. So I kept him at 83, still considered a 3rd-line scorer, but he is, I believe, on our 2nd line currently. LeCavier, Number, obviously I didn't touch them. In the system, okay, so the only 2 changes I made for in the system, I sent Belmar down. You guys will see later when I show you the line edits that I made. I sent Porter down. I changed over Fazlev, Case, and Goulbourne's potential. So I changed those guys. I don't know if Tyrell Goulbourne actually had that potential, but if it is, I changed those 2 guys just because I feel like they were fairly highly rated for when they were drafted. I mean, like Fazlev was a 6th round pick and Case was a 5th round pick. So I changed up their potentials to AHL top 6s, and I gave Straka, Lindbaum, and Lier the bottom 6. So I kept Lier and Straka's. I changed over Lindbaum, though. So I only made Lindbaum have a good potential just because he had a good World Juniors. So that's the main reason I changed his potential over. And then for the centers, okay, so I knocked down Sean Couturier, and Braden Schen's overall. So I made Sean Couturier from an 86 to an 84, and I bumped down Braden Schen from an 86 to an 85. So those were the only two overall changes I made for those centers, just because I feel like they didn't deserve that really high overall that they had for the seasons that they had. So I moved Couturier down 2 because he didn't have the greatest season at all, and I bumped down Schenn 1. Gagne, his potential changed automatically. I didn't do anything to alter that. His potential changed from a top 9 to a top 6, just because of the player morale, I believe, that has been affected so far. Even though it doesn't show it, it's been affecting it. And then Giroux is obviously still the same. And then in the system for centers, Konechny, he's in the CHL. Lawton is already an 81. His morale is really high just because I assigned him the captaincy in the AHL, so that made his morale go up for becoming the captain. Okay, and that's it. Cousins is bottom 6. I changed over so Samuel Doe McFalls is potential too. I just turned him into the AHL top 6. Okay, that is that. All right. Okay, so there's all the overall changes. Let me know what you guys think of them. I'm not changing them back. We're just going to continue to go along with it. And now I'll show you guys the lines that I have for our team. Now, I tried to trade away Vinny Lecavalier, RJ Umber, and Andy McDonald a couple times in the previous recording, but it's way too hard to trade those guys. Their contracts right now are just way too difficult to trade away. No team is going to take that on. All right, so here's what our lineup is going to look like for the Flyers. We have Wayne Simmons, Claude Giroux, and Jacob Voracek on line 1, Michael Raffl, Sean Couturier, and Braden Schenn on the wing for line 2, Umberger, Sam Gagne, and Matt Reed on line 3, and then Colin McDonald, Vinny Lecavalier, and Ryan White on the 4th line. Defensively, we're going to have Mark Streit, Michael Delzato, Andy McDonald, Evgeny Medvedev, Luke Schenn, and Radko Gudas rounding out the top 6. Show you guys some special teams here. Simmons, Giroux, Voracek on line 1 power play with Streit, and I put Raffl on the point. Gagne, Schenn, and Reed on the second pair. McDonald and Delzato on the second one. 4-man power play, same thing, kind of Giroux, Voracek, Medvedev. I put Medvedev in there because I didn't want to put Raffl on the point on the 4-man power play. So that's that. Actually, you know what? Let me put Delzato right there, just because I like that a little bit better. Penalty kill, so Sean Couturier is not getting some power play time, but I gave him penalty kill time, so he's with Ryan White, Luke Schenn, and Gudas, and then Braden Schenn and RJ Umberger with Andy McDonald and Evgeny Medvedev. 3-man penalty kill, same kind of deal. Extra attackers, pretty simplified there for the extra attackers. You guys can take a look at that. Extra attackers are Matt Reed and Sam Gagne. Shootout lineup looks like that. And then goaltenders, Steve Mason and Michael Neuwirth. Scratch roster, so Nick Schultz and Chris Vandevelde are the 2 scratched players on our team. And no lines is no lines, and that's that. In the AHL, I'm not going to go over all the special teams. I'm just going to show you guys the starting lineups here. So we have Aaron Paluja, Scott Lawton, and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare on our first line. Then we have Nick Cousins, Tim Brent, and Brett Hextall, line 2. Peter Straka, Taylor Lear, Brandon Alderson, line 3. And then Oscar Lindbaum, Kevin Gumas, and Derek Mathers, line 4. Defensively, Brandon Manning and Robert Hagg on the first pair, Shane Gostisbehere, Adam Comrie on the second, and then Sam Morin and Mark Alt on the third. And then goaltending, we have Connor Knapp is going to be our starter with Anthony Stolarz is going to be the backup. I wish LeBarbera was still in here. I don't know where he went. It's the stupid roster changes that have been going around. But other than that, these are the lineups that I'm going to have. Okay, so that is all freaking done finally. And we're ready to start this season. All right, so let's go to morale. I don't think I could call a team meeting as of yet until I start to simulate a little bit. So let's do that. Player meetings, it'll probably pop up here. So NHL, let us simulate to the next preseason game. We should get a pop-up for our team meetings. All right, so salary cap is good. We should be under the cap. Okay, so let us, can I call team meetings? Hold team meeting, there we go. All right, so let's hold a team meeting for the NHL guys. Let's hold our team meeting. All right, boys, the first preseason game is upon us. I hope you had a fun off season, but I want you all to play for your jobs out there. Make sure these games count. Stay true to yourself in press management, and this could be a big year. Wins and losses don't count right now, so let's focus on our team play and move ahead. This may be your only chance to make an impact, so let's take advantage out there. Maybe I should move up some guys to play the preseason. No, I already made the line changes and stuff like that, so I think I'm just going to keep them the way they are. Let's make these games count. Stay true to yourself. Do that. One. And okay, a lot of people lost morale because of that. So Gudas and Schultz. Okay, I lost morale on all my leading starters. Okay, let's not do that. And okay, no, can't hold this team meeting for the AHL players. Okay, so that was not the right choice to go with there. Apparently everybody did not like that. But I'm going to keep the lineups in. I'm going to keep injuries on. A lot of people said they wanted to see it realistic, so I'm going to leave the injuries on. So let's start to simulate these preseason games. Let's edit up our scouting assignment here. Okay, so let us go to the CHL. Let's go to the WHL here for forwards for 6 weeks. Scout those guys up because we do need some forward prospects now. And wow, Flyers are doing a good job in the preseason. Oh my goodness, Philadelphia. You guys gonna clean house in the preseason? All right, Flyers went 7-0 in the preseason. Okay, that is salary cap. Yep, that's fine. All right, here we go. So we go 7-0 in the preseason, which is good. The simulation speed is freaking phenomenal. Morale changes because of recent roster moves. There's still some players. Okay, so we want to get some player meetings going on right now. All right, so Voracek and RJ Umberger want to have some player meetings with us. All right, so Mark Streit. Yeah, Mark Streit wanted a player meeting with us. Is that the only ones? Morale. Yeah, so Mark Streit and RJ Umberger. Well, I feel like the locker room is a dysfunctional family. We may need a shake-up. Thanks for the input, but I'm happy with the group we have. I hear a lot of feedback like yours. I'm contemplating. We know about the problems, but I need you to be a part of the solution, not a problem. If I want change, become a role model in that locker room. You can lead by example. You know what? I'm contemplating some changes. All right, so Mark Streit, I'm listening to you. There's definitely going to be some changes. All right, so it had no effect. I see the front office making a bunch of boneheaded decisions lately. Oh my God, I'm going to rip you to shreds, fucking Umber. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Help us get back on track by stepping up in other areas. Thank you. Had no effect on Umberger. Good. Okay, so that's all the changes there for those guys. Nobody in the AHL want to have a meeting. Scott Lawton is perfectly fine. He is a happy camper down there, and that's what we want out of Scott Lawton. Okay, so no effect on Streit, no effect on Umberger. Boneheaded decisions in the locker room. Give me a goddamn break, RJ. All right, so we're going to do some simulating here. We're just going to simulate the first game of the regular season doing the in-game simulation. Show you guys this. Once again, if you haven't watched my Be a Pro series yet, I have done this a couple of times. So here we go. Opening up the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning here. Let's see how this Philadelphia Flyers team does. So first period, 1-0. Sean Couturier gets a nice little goal on Ben Bishop there. Second period, 3-0. Matt Reed and Wayne Simmons. All right, there we go. 3-0 lead. Can we close it out? 3-0 shutout in the first game of the season for the Philadelphia Flyers over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nice job, boys. Steve Mason with a 26-save shutout. Sean Couturier with a goal. And there we go, boys. 3-0 win in the first game of this season. So let's keep doing the in-game simulations until we lose a game. All right, so we got some gained locker room chemistry. We might be a good team. You never know. I was worried about this. Yeah, that's fine. I was worried about this team, you know, having some struggles, but you know what? I'm perfectly fine with it. So here we go. Up against Florida, first period, 2-1. Jacob Voracek and Wayne Simmons get 2 on Bobby Lou. Dmitry Kulikov gets 1 on Michael Neuwirth. Second period, 4-2. We get 2 more. Matt Reed and Sam Gagner. Riley Smith on Michael Neuwirth. Third period, 5-3. Derek McKenzie gets 1, but then Mark Streit got 1 on an empty net. So a 5-3 win in the second game against the Florida Panthers. All right, so Philadelphia getting some wins. I like that. And now we have a home game against Florida. Like I said, I'll just keep simulating until we lose some games. All right, Brandon Manning got some game morale because of roster moves, even though there's no roster moves being made right now. Pierre Straka lost morale, whatever. Okay, so here we go. Goals, once again, rematch against Florida. First period, 0-0. Second period, 2-0. Braden Shen and Matt Reed again. Wow, that's Shen's doing well. Matt Reed's and third line's kind of clicking. Third period, 4-0. Michael Raffle and Sam Gagner. All right, boys. Let's go. 3-0 to start off the regular season. I am liking this. All right, so let's go to, let's simulate the rest of the month then. Let's go. Let's just do it. And the Flyers are definitely gaining some locker room chemistry. 5-2 win over Chicago. Everybody is gaining morale. We are 4-0 to start off the regular season. And there's our first loss in a shootout against the Dallas Stars. Okay, let's go to player morale. See who wants to have a meeting with us. All right, a lot of people want some meetings. Sean Couturier is on a downward trend, actually. When I look around performance in recent games, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. All right, so from what I'm seeing from other people's GM mode, they're saying that the younger guys, you should be easy on them and not be hard-nosed. When I look at my performance in recent games, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. Everybody goes through rookie patches. You'll turn a corner soon, I'm sure. The numbers are black and white you need to produce. We need to see some results or you're going to start feeling the consequences. I know what I have in you just need to stay focused going forward. Forwards. Yeah, let's go with that with Sean Couturier. Had a negative effect on him. Oh my god. When I look at my performance in recent games, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. All right, Wayne, you're a little bit older in age, so we need you to produce. For Simmons, okay, that one had a positive effect on Wayne Simmons, so be hard-nosed with him. Schultz is actually scratched right now. Look, you have to prove to me that you deserve more. I'm not seeing what I expected from you since he's scratched for right now. Had a negative effect on him, and Radek is fine. Okay. Anybody in the AHL? Let's hold a team meeting right now in the AHL. Chalk up another win for the good guys, and then end in a huge game for us. But hugely, we can still play better. Don't get complacent. Huge wins like that are why we play the game. Savor the moment. Go celebrate the victory. Every game is more important. I need more from all of you. I feel you guys can pull that off more often if you work together and focus. Let's go with that. And oh my god, everybody freaking loses morale because of that. Yeah, it looks like all like the roster players, the guys that I really don't care about, are losing morale, but the younger players are gaining morale. So let's do that, and we'll keep the simulating up. How do we do against that game against the Boston Bruins? It didn't pop up. We don't even know what happened to that game against Boston. Jesus. Philadelphia player Michael Delzato has been injured with a strained hamstring. Oh Jesus, he's out till November 2nd. So October, November. Okay, that's a little bit there. Let's see. Edit lines manually. I think we might have to call somebody up. Delzato goes down. So actually, no. Schultz can go in there. So let us. That's the first injury of the season. Michael Delzato goes down, so we can put Nick Schultz in now. Change in the lineup. Once again, defense. Oh my god, what did it do again? I swear if it keeps doing those weird freaking edits. No, I just dressed him, that's what it was. Oh no, I replaced Nick Schultz with Sean Couturier. I don't know why it does this, man. GM mode, like, it's fast, I'll give him that, but it's so buggy right now. It is really just buggy. Alright, let's just do this. How about we put Nick Schultz in here. As I dressed him. Nick Schultz, substitute. And that hopefully should put him in. Okay, so Nick Schultz. Special teams. Yeah, I'll put Schultz in for the power play. Nick Schultz. Even though he's a defensive defenseman, I'm going to put him in there. Let's see. Power play again. I'll put in Mark Streit. Let's put in Luke Shen over here. On that one for the special teams. Yeah, all those are fine now. The extra attackers is just left. And we'll just put Schultz in for there. Okay, I should just went replace player, to be honest. That probably would have been better. It would have immediately switched out Schultz. But Delzato will be back soon, so we can immediately do with that. So that's fine. That's all dandy, and the simulating continues. All right, so we are two. Are we 2-2-1? I have no idea what is going on right now. 2-2-1. I thought we were 0-4. Jacob Voracek has been injured. Oh my god, so many pop-ups to keep up with here. Philadelphia player Jacob Voracek has been injured with an injured arm. His estimated return is November 5th. I'm just gonna go replace the player. Michael Delzato is available to play in the next team's game. Let's just add up our lines again. So who did replace? Okay, so I'll put Van de Velde on the top line. That's fine for right now. Let's go for defense again. So Schultz is gonna get scratched again. Quick swap. Actually, options. Scratch Schultz. And then we want to go with Michael Delzato. Dress. Michael Delzato, change in all lines. See, it does that again, man. I don't know why it does that. Why does it put Michael Del Zotto right there and onto the center position? That's so weird. That's so dumb. I have a feeling it kind of screwed up everything now. Like it's so buggy. Like it really is buggy. Special teams, yep, it did that. Oh my god, this is so freaking frustrating. I should have just did change in all lines right there for Giroux, to be honest. All right, once again, Del Zotto goes in here. It's frustrating, man. A lot of pop-ups, and it's not even like I have like much to talk about, to be honest. All right, so let's put in Giroux in here, and I'm gonna hit change in all lines. Change in all lines. Okay, and then Del Zotto goes in here. Or actually, no. Is this the pound? No, that's extras. It doesn't matter on the extras. Del Zotto should go in there. Michael Del Zotto, substitute. Well, hold on. Did that edit up like the special teams lines? No, that's still fine. Did it go to like? I swear, if it edited up our like four-man power plays and penalty kills. No, it didn't. 3-man penalty kills. Okay, it didn't do that. Who's still needing on extras? 3-on-3s. Giroux. Once again, Del Zotto goes in here. Oh my god, so many menus to go through. Pretty frustrating. I just want to get the season going. And why does it feel like our record is kind of screwed up? I thought we were 4-0 to start the year, and then it says we're 2-2-1. It's weird. Is that it? No lines. Who's on no lines? Claude Giroux. Whatever. You're fine. I know you are. Let me stop the simulation for a minute. Michael Del... You've got to be shitting me. He pulled his hammy? Oh my god, just assistant coach replaced the player. Alright, AHL. Philadelphia's 4... Are we 4-3-3? 4-3-3, I think. Yeah, that makes sense, because that Boston game is... Okay, the Boston game finally did reappear. Yeah, so we're 4-3-3. That's kind of makes a little bit more sense. Alright, so let's go for another month here. I usually do my updates after the first 2 months. Well, let's keep going here. Injuries like crazy, man. Okay, yep. Jacob Voracek is available to play in the team's next game. Edit lines manually. Once again, I need to scratch Van de Velde. Maybe I should go to the settings and lower the injury occurrence. Maybe that'll help it out. Alright, so let's do this. I'm trying to click A to substitute, but it's not coming up. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're gonna scratch dress Jacob Voracek. Substitute him in. Once again, starting lineup, special teams. Throw in Voracek. Substitute. I wanted to get a lot of simulating in this video, but it seems to be nothing but goddamn line changes. Alright, Voracek, get in there. And extras, Voracek. Substitute him in. Is that it? Still an extra shootouts, Jacob Voracek. I wish there was an option, man, to just put all the previous players, put them back in their position. I wish you could lock certain players into their position. I wish that would happen, but unfortunately that's not the case. All right, so we're gonna once again simulate here. Michael Del Zotto is available to play in the next game. Oh my god, so many freaking line changes. It is getting absolutely ridiculous. Maybe if Del Zotto would stop getting injured, that would be wonderful. Claude Giroux was playing defense. Why didn't they insert Schultz? That doesn't make sense. This game is so buggy. All right, dress Del Zotto. Scratch Nick Schultz. Play Del Zotto. It does it again. You guys are literally seeing this right now. I have to put this to a bug to EA. I have to show you guys. I have to show them this video. It's literally out of control right now. It's so stupid. You guys saw it. I was literally locked on to the defensive position, and it goes and puts in. It goes and puts in Michael Del Zotto where Wayne Simmons was. That is so freaking weird, man. All right, Giroux, you need to be switched out. Michael Del Zotto. Change in all lines. Now let's see if that happened. Let's see if that edited it perfectly the way I want it to. Medvedev. No, Del Zotto's on the first line for the playing center. This is so stupid, man. This is so stupid. It's almost unplayable. It's almost to the point where it's unplayable, and it's really just bugging me. It is really freaking bugging me. Okay, defense. Like, there he is again. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I am not joking you. Why is Del Zotto there on the center? The center position on the first line. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Like, you literally have to go through all these changes and make sure every single position and player is playing to where you want them to. Like, see why. Why is he in the first line center position? It doesn't make sense. Changing the lines. Like, he's there. Good. Defense. Fine. Starting lineups. Special teams. Like, I have to go through all this and make sure that they're in the right spots. All right, so Shen needs to get switched out for Del Zotto here. Change in the current line. Thank you. Maybe it's because I'm going too fast through it. I don't know. But if that is the case, then that's pretty ridiculous. Del Zotto goes in. Oh my god. I'm going to scream. I am literally going to scream. I'm literally going to scream my damn head off. 3-on-3s. See, why is he there again? Maybe I should just do this. Switch him like that and then put Giroux in there. Because it's so buggy. It is so buggy. I don't know why it even, like... Why it... Okay, they're all fine. I'm done. I'm getting this out of here. Continue to simulate again. I swear if we have, like, another injury, I am going to lose my shit. Alright, let's just get through these simulation changes here, then we can edit up some things if we are continuing to struggle, which we are, 7-5-3. Andy McDonald, mild concussion. I'm just going to go replace player. Schultz should be put in there, but I might have to lower the injury occurrence because it's getting a little bit ridiculous and out of hand now. Shootout win over Washington. Nick Cousins has been injured with an injured groin, replace the player. Andy McDonald is available to play the team's next game. Once again, just back and forth with these freaking injuries, dude. Back and freaking forth. Defense. Okay. Nick Schultz. We're going to scratch you. We'll call him a healthy scratch. Yes. Go to a die defense here. Go here. Dress Andrew McDonald. You know what it does? When you hit... Okay, I figured it out, boys. I figured it out. When you go to dress a player, like when you go to dress a certain player, it automatically locks them back into the first line center. So you can't go like dress and then substitute in the current line. So that's why it does that. Okay. That's pretty glitchy in and of itself. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Don't like that at all, but whatever. All right, so special teams again. McDonald goes in here. Yeah, I might have to lower the injury occurrence, guys. Either that or just turn it off. Because it's realistic, but this is not what I wanted to be doing in my second episode of our GM mode. Definitely didn't want to be doing that in the second episode of the GM mode already. Alright, so Shen, Gudas, McDonald. Three-man penalty kill. McDonald. And McDonald's okay. Line still have errors, extras. At least it automatically puts it on that person. And 3-on-3. McDonald goes down here. Substitute. Good. Alright, we're all done. We're all done. Good. Continuing simulating here. I want to get to the end of the month so I can do some of my update changes. Alright, scouting assignment, fine. We went to the WHL right there, so let's go to the OHL now for forwards for 6 weeks. Nick Cousins is available to play in the team's next game. I'm just going to continue. We'll leave him off for right now. I'll go edit him in later. There are still some players I want to meet. Yep, let's go to player morale. Nick Schultz is really unhappy because of ice time right now. He's actually dropped to a 77 overall, which, makes sense, but we're playing Medvedev instead. He's actually disgruntled, really badly disgruntled. All right, I think you'll quickly come to regret scratching me. If you don't improve, I want you to set up and lead in that locker room. Don't let this set you back. I see a lot of hungry players on this team. I think I need you to work harder to get back into the lineup. Fine. You're older. I need you to work hard. Had no effect on Nick Schultz. Once again, he's really low as in morale just because he's not getting playing time. But we have Medvedev right there. Either that, we could scratch him. I mean, we could probably attempt to trade him, even though we won't get much back for him now. That might be something that we need to do. But we're losing some games now, 9-9-3. Andy McDonald for a second-round pick from the New Jersey Devils. The Devils want to give us a second for Andy McDonald. Straight up. I think I have to take this. I think I honestly have to take this here, because then we put Nick Schultz can go back into the lineup. Oh, man. Do I do that? Do I do Andy McDonald straight up for a second, though? The Devils are willing to take no retained cap. No retained cap. Do I do it? Do I do that trade? You know what? I'm going to decline it for right now. I'm going to decline it because the Devils will still be interested in that. We'll come back to that. I'm going to decline it for right now, but if we want to explore that, we can definitely make that trade if we so wish. Because the Devils are willing to make us not retain any cap of that trade whatsoever. So we are at the end of November here. We currently sit at 11-10-3. Not a really great record for us right now. The locker room chemistry is definitely going down. We have to hold a player meeting as well. So we'll take a look at all that fun stuff here. So let us go to our stats. Check it out. We are 4th in the division, though. We're ahead of Columbus and Carolina. Only a couple points behind the Devils, but the Devils want Andy McDonald, which is honestly crazy. So we're in 4th place right now. We're tied with New Jersey, actually. So we're still within the thick of things. The Rangers are starting to pull away from it. But let's go to the entire league here, and let's check out all of our stats. So goals for per game. We are at a... where are we at in goals for? Oh, my goodness. We're definitely down near the bottom of the league, 2.1. Not great. Goals against. Hold on. Goals against. We are at 2.33. So we're definitely up there near the top 10. So our goals against is not doing too bad. Power play. Oh, it was like 14%, right? 14.8%. So that's not great. And we're not the highest power play team anymore. And then penalty kill. Where are we at for penalty kill? Are we a good penalty killing team? Philadelphia. Where are you guys at for penalty kill? We're at 83, so we're kind of in the middle for that. So the power play could definitely use some improvements. Maybe we could take Roffel off. Maybe that's an issue that's happening right now. But there you go. All right, so points. Who's leading our team in points for right now? Through 20-some games of the season. All right, so forwards, let's check it out. Point totals. All right, wow. Matt Reed. Matt Reed with 16 points. Sam Gagner with 15. Michael Roffel with 14. So the third line seems to be doing pretty well with Reed and Gagner. Voracek has 13, that's fine. Shen has 12. Umberger has 11. Look at the first line, though. Claude Giroux with only 8 points. Wayne Simmons with only 7. Voracek is definitely getting it done the first line, but Giroux needs to pick his game up. Simmons only has 7 points, a lot of penalty minutes. Vinny Lecavalier has 4. Colin McDonald with 4. Ryan White has 1. Van de Velde has a couple games played in there as well. So, and Voracek missed 1 game, too, with the injury. So there's that. Defenseman, Mark Streit has 8 points. Andy McDonald with 6. Delzato with 6. Medvedev has 5. Gudas with 3. Shen with 3. And Schultz doesn't have anything, but he's all the way down to a 77 now. So that's not really too great for us. Goaltenders, all right, who's getting the more starts here? Okay, so Steve Mason is getting more of the starts. He's actually playing really, really well for us, too. 18 games played, 1.92, 7-6, and 3. Michael Neuwirth not doing too great, 3.0. 3.08 really. Save percentages, yep. Okay, so it still seems the auto-rotate goalies is kind of weird because Mason has a save goals against under 1. And that's pretty weird. Alright, so let us hold our team meeting, I guess. I should go to morale. Let's hold ourselves a little team meeting. Okay, so Nick Schultz is pretty upset with my ice time lately. I can see the point you're making. I'll consider some possible changes. Meet with the player had no effect on morale. Okay, figures. I think it's a team meeting in the AHL. No, Taylor Lee everyone needs to have a meeting. I think that the team is really gelling and it's showing on the ice. I agree. We can always do better. I'm expecting you've been doing well lately, no doubt, but I know you still have more to give. I think most of the team has performed to my expectations. I agree. The Fams are playing really well. Positive effect on him. Brandon Manning, good performances are something that just come naturally to me, obviously. I've seen better. It takes a lot to impress me. There's a lot to be proud of. Good work. You can always do better. You've been nailing it lately. Yeah, there's a lot to be proud of. Let's had a positive effect on Brandon Manning. Good. Want to really bolster him up. All right, Scott Lawton is now an 82 overall. He's still considered a depth forward, but he's up to an 82 now, which is really good to see. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so as you guys can see, the Fams are doing well, 12-6 and 12-7 and 2. Philadelphia not doing so hot. As you guys saw, we struggled with the freaking editing of lines like crazy in this video with the injuries. I'm going to check and see if I can actually turn the freaking like injury occurrence off. Let's see. Let me see. Gameplay settings. Maybe it's in general. Injury occurrence. I'm just going, even though these are like for freaking playing the game in and of itself. We'll see what we can do there. But there you go, guys. So we had some interesting things happen in this episode. Philadelphia is still kind of heating for the division right now at 11, 10, and 3. But we did see the one potential trade that was made. Andy McDonald to the New Jersey Devils for a second. Straight up. No retained cap whatsoever. The Devils are willing to do that. I don't know if I'm willing to do that at all. If we do trade Andy McDonald, that means that Nick Schultz could possibly get back into the lineup and maybe his overall jump up a little bit, or we can maybe call up somebody else, maybe like Brandon Manning or something along those lines. But that is it for this episode, guys. A really flusterful episode of changing lines and stuff like that. But you know, we're moving right along here, as you guys can see. So we'll check out the player morales to end off this episode with, show you guys who's actually gained morales. Let's just again, most of the Philadelphia Flyers team is fairly happy, except for Nick Schultz. He's actually really disgruntled, and his overall has changed. Ryan White has went up from an 81 to an 82, and then obviously the Philadelphia Phantoms, if it'll recognize my controller, thank you. Everybody on the Phantoms honestly is getting really well high overalls. Nobody on the team is disgruntled whatsoever. Okay, so there you go, guys. A very disgruntled episode here for our GM mode, but let me know what you guys think. I need suggestions, man, to make the GM better. Like I said, that episode right there just showed you some of the struggling things about GM mode, but let me know what you guys think of it. So leave a like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys next time.